don't be no surprises. You don't be shocked when all of a sudden people start throwing rocks at you because you believe in God. I mean, it seemed contrary. It seemed like you believe in God. That's what they make you think. You believe in God, it's going to all be dandy now. But that's to the contrary. It's just the opposite. 17:6. Go ahead.
I have manifested that name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world.
Now he praying to the Father. He said he manifested his name to the men that the Father gave him in the world. Go ahead.
Thine they were, and thou gavest them me, and they have kept thy word.
See, he said they kept thy word. Go ahead. Now skip down, I'm sorry. Skip down to verse 13 and go ahead. And
now come I to thee, and these things I speak in the world, that they have my joy fulfilled in themselves.
See, he said, look, I'm getting ready to leave. I'm getting ready to leave these brothers who you gave me in the world, and I'm coming back to you, but I'm just speaking so they can have my joy in them. Go ahead, 14.
I have given them thy word.
And everybody loved them, right? That's what the world make you think. When you come to Jesus, it's going to all be good. A lot of these preachers try to preach that. He said, I have given them thy word, and what happened because of that?
And the world hath hated them.
Oh, and just the opposite. The world hath hated them. See, and the world, again, we done saw. Where does it start at? Right at home, don't it? That's where the world started. You ain't got to worry about nobody in China being mad at you for being here on the Sabbath day. Even though somebody might be not liking that idea, but they don't know you. They can't even reach you. But you got to worry about your world. It starts right at home. You start doing God's will. You run into it. People going to say, what's wrong with you? Oh, you too good to go to church with us now on Sunday, huh? You went to church on Sunday all your life. Now you can't go no more. Well, I read it in the Bible. I don't want to hear that. They don't even want to hear the Bible. But Jesus said it. People say they believe Jesus, but they really don't. Because they would know this. He said, I have given them thy word, and the world hath hated them. Go ahead.
Because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world.
See, that's in the nutshell. The world is contrary to God. But go ahead, 15.
I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world.
See, he's not going to remove you from the situation, though, but he can keep you in the situation. That's why the Bible says God can prepare a table for you in the midst of your enemies, can't he?
That's right. Praise the Lord.
He can keep you anywhere. See, he needs some people in the world to try to get some of the other crazy people straight. He got to have some people in the world. So he said, I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but what?
But that thou shouldest keep them from the evil.
Go ahead.
They are not of the world,
go ahead,
even as I am not of the world. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth.
See, that's how you get sanctified. See, he said, look, just set them apart through your truth. See, that's how you know servants of God. They're going to be set apart, not sanctified of their own self. Not make up their own teaching like he warned you about in Isaiah 66. He said they have sanctified their own selves. But you sanctified through the word. That means you different from everybody else by what you follow. The word say clearly, brothers and sisters, don't eat swine. It's unclean. It's not that hard to make up your mind and say, look, I'm going to follow that. That's what the word say. I know some people say wear a chain, but you can't really read that in the Bible. They read in your windows. So by you doing that, you are sanctified. We sanctified by being here today. Didn't God sanctify the seventh day?
That's right.
So we sanctify from the rest of the world by following that. You can't do both. Paul told you in 1 Corinthians 10, you can't serve God's table and sit at the table of devils. You can't do both. But now, let's go to John, the 15th chapter. Just back up a couple of chapters. John 15. We're almost done now. John 15. And verse 18. John 15 and verse 18. He reminded them one more time, which in essence is reminding us. 15 and 18. Okay, go ahead.
If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you.
See, he just told you the world going to hate you, didn't he? And he's saying it again. Why all this? See, people want to talk about love, 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 right? You got to understand some hate too, don't you? Especially when it's coming at you. Jesus wants you to be prepared for some hate, don't he? He didn't just talk love, love, love.
Right.
See, that's what people, they think they're supposed to go to church and get a good feeling all the time. Look, you need the truth at church. That's what you need. That should give you a good feeling because now you know exactly what's going on. But people want some smooth talk like they told Isaiah. I even had people, just straight up say, boy, they read too much Bible there. How can you read too much Bible? That's what they say. It's just too much. Too much is overkill. It's overkill. I might need a word from the Lord. I ain't lying, they said it. I might need a word from the Lord. And they just reading the Bible. How better can you get a word from the Lord than read the Lord's word?
Right.
How better can you do it? But see, they looking for something that's going to make them feel a certain way. Look, you can go get a drink and feel that way.
Right.
You need to get some understanding. You can go listen to some song and start feeling all googly.
Right.
But you need to understand what the Lord said, even if it's not such a positive message. You need the truth. Jesus said the truth will set you free. It don't matter how it make you feel. So again, this is not a love message, is it? What did he say here? Read that again.
If the world hate you.
If the world hates you, we talking hate, not love, right?
Right.
Because that's what you up against. So you need to know it. Go ahead.
Ye know that it hated me before it hated you.
He said, don't feel bad. This would make you feel good. It hated me too. This is the good part. It hated me too. Mm-hmm. Don't even feel bad about it. Go ahead.
If ye were of the world, the world would love his own.
See, if you were of the world would love his own. So you in good company. Go ahead.
But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hate you.
It hates you. You start doing what God said, you're going to be hated. Count on it. Go ahead.
Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord.
He said, I told you this already. I'm going to tell you again. You're not greater than me. How you think you're going to say you believe in Jesus and everybody going to love you and everybody didn't love Jesus? Go ahead.
Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you.
Oh, you're going to get a little taste of it. Go ahead.
If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also.
Now, somebody going to listen to you too. Somebody going to follow suit. They would have been the same ones that would have listened to me when I came. That's what Jesus is saying. Go ahead.
But all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me.
See, they really don't know God. A lot of people think they do. That's why he say, if man say he know God and don't keep his commandments, he a liar. The truth is not in him. John 16. Go right into the 16th chapter. And we're going to pick it up at verse 1. Because it gets worse. But then again, it had been this way before because we went all the way back to the beginning and we saw that it was a sword in Adam and Eve family. It wasn't peace. It was a sword because of the word of God. One decided to follow the word of God. The other one didn't follow the word of God. And he killed the other one. Cain killed Abel. So this go all the way back. So don't be surprised when it happened again because Jesus told you this war is entrenched. He said, I didn't come to bring peace, but a sword. 16:1. Go ahead.
These things have I spoken unto you, that ye should not be offended.
See, and this lesson is so you don't be offended. In other words, you don't get shook up when it come your way, because it's bound to come, right? So this lesson is doing the same thing that Jesus said in this message right here. Is so you don't be surprised, you don't be offended, you just deal with what you got to deal with and keep it moving. That's what he's saying. Go ahead. What is he going to say now? Verse 2.
They shall put you out of the synagogues, yea, the time cometh that whosoever killeth you will think that he doeth God's service.
See, he said, look, don't be offended. They will put you out of church. He said, synagogues here, that didn't happen, but you go to the church preaching the right thing, now you will get put out of there too. Same thing. I done been put out. I done been escorted to the door. Because they don't want to hear that. The Bible. We'd have been reading the Bible, and we had a man come say, that's okay. Just close it up. They don't want to deal with it. So, but Jesus said, they will put you out of the synagogue. Then he said, what else?
Yea, the time cometh that whosoever killeth you will think that he doeth God's service.
He said the time come they will kill you, and they so brainwashed and deceived by this false teaching that they think they're on God's side. That's happened. Jesus said it's going to happen again. And it's happened after his time, but it's going to happen again in our days. Let's look at when it happened before. Go to, we read verse 3, I'm sorry.
And these things will they do unto you, because they have not known the Father nor me.
See, they really don't know him, but they think they do. So this is other religious people. Acts 6 and verse 8. Acts 6. Go to Acts the 6th chapter. And we're going to pick it up at verse 8. Acts 6 and verse 8. Here's a good servant of God, but he had the same faith as Abel in the beginning of creation. Now, this is after Jesus' time. Just let you know, see, a lot of preachers make us think it's supposed to just be healing and money and just good stuff. That's never been the way it is. You can have some good, exciting things happen with the Lord, but you're going to have some negative stuff because you're living in a wicked world. Here's one of them. Acts 6 and 8. Go.
And Stephen, full of faith and power, did great wonders and miracles among the people.
See, now Stephen, it said this brother was full of faith and power and did miracles. That's talking about he was healing people. He was doing all kind of stuff. But do that let him off the hook from this? Jesus said he didn't come to bring peace but a sword. Jesus did miracles. They still killed him, didn't they? Mm-hmm. So Stephen, if he not no greater than Jesus, it's bound to happen to him, right? Mm-hmm. So he did, full of faith, did miracles, wonders and miracles among the people, and here come the buzzsaw. Because the more you do for the Lord, the more Satan going to send people after you. Verse 9.
Then there arose certain of the synagogue, which is called the synagogue of the Libertines, and Cyrenians, and Alexandrians, and of them of Cilicia, and of Asia, disputing with Stephen.
See, they disputing with Stephen, right? See, that's what they do. All the denominations that gang up on you. All of them will get together. See, this is different. People of different beliefs, but they all got one thing in common. They don't want to hear the truth. That's why a lot of religions, they say we can all just get along. You believe what you believe, I believe what I believe. But see, when you tell the truth, you tearing it all down. Mm-hmm. So that's what Stephen was doing. So all of these different denominations came after. It's just like I done seen people, they said they was looking for the Lord, and like, for instance, a husband and a wife. I seen a husband, he'd be looking for the Lord. He go from church to church to church. His wife will follow him every step of the way. Oh, okay, go to this church. Then he go to this church. Then he go to this church. Then when they come here, the wife said, I draw the line right there. I ain't going over there with you. Them people crazy. Because that's, the truth will divide. So Stephen dealing with all these different denominations. Go ahead, verse 10.
And they were not able to resist the wisdom and the spirit by which he spake.
See, they couldn't deal with him, though. Go ahead.
Then they suborned him. Then they suborned men, which said, we have heard him speak blasphemous words against Moses and against God.
See, then they started lying on him. But go ahead.
And they stirred up the people and the elders and the scribes and came upon him and caught him and brought him to the council.
See, they grabbed him and they're going to take him to trial. Now, skip down to the 7th chapter, and we're going to go to verse 57. We're going to cut to the chase. Because Jesus said the time come they will kill you thinking they doing God's service. Well, here's one of the times they came. And this is no isolated incident. It's just one of many. 7 and 57. Go ahead.
Then they cried out with a loud voice and stopped their ears and ran upon him with one accord.
See, they gave him a chance to defend himself, and he didn't do nothing but preach the word. He took it back all the way back to Abraham and brought it down and showed them how they don't never want to listen to the word. Just like we showed, obviously Cain didn't want to listen to the word, right? Well, he took it all the way back to Abraham and brought it all the way back up to their days, and finally they had enough. They said, we can't take this. They couldn't dispute him with the word. That's what happens. People get mad. They can't dispute with you with the word. They just get negative. They'll start slinging mud then. See, right now, they might not kill you like they killed Stephen, but they'll start slinging some mud at you. He said, then they cried out with a loud voice and stopped their ears and